Little spot. So yeah, the last time I spoke to you was in early October time. I was at the Girona Film Festival showing off a short film that I'd worked on. Turned out to be an embarrassing disaster. It looked terrible when they were screening it, and it sounded even worse. Like you were in a hurricane. People walked out. I walked out. One of the hosts that were presenting us, even she came out to us, said, I quite liked it. No, it was terrible. Turned out it was a technical problem that I had to solve. Oh my God. After the screening, I went back to the apartment where I was staying and spent the early hours of the morning trying to rectify what had gone on in the hopes that they would be able to screen it again. You don't usually do that, but I complained to the director due to spending so much time in this film. Yeah, I had to learn about this whole new format, and it was all very technical. But in the end, especially it's a different format that you have to have your films in for a cinema theatre. Didn't know that. Well, usually, what happens is that you send it to the festivals. If you get approved, they give it to some students or interns to convert it into this special funky format, and then our film got corrupt in that conversion process, and then it got converted back to another format and made it even worse. So by the time they showed it, that's why it was sounded and looked so bad. Anyway, so I had the originals. I had my laptop with me. I had the originals, the master copies, and managed to convert it myself. A lot of research into a format that they could play. On the last day of the festival, we got to meet the projectionist, and he took us into the projection booth, and it was all fingers crossed. It was fingers crossed, and then we converted it onto their special service that have all the films. They played it. We could hear the sound first of all in the booth, and we looked up to the little screen, and there it was on a cinema screen, our short film, and sounding right and looking right. We were the last short film to be shown at the festival, so that was quite cool. Meant there was a bigger audience. We got a decent applause as well. Someone even asked, who made the film. I'm not sure it warrants that. And it finally paid off. But still, you had to go through the embarrassing parts, and So that was good. It was bad, then it turned out to be good in the end. So anyway, that was Spain, and that was the festival. After that, I went to Sicily just to relax a bit and clear my head after all that, whatever that was. So that was nice. Stayed on a farm, very briefly, an olive farm. That's very Sicilian, I guess, with no internet. So I guess that was quite nice. Don't know, I kind of missed it. Then I came back to Malta, and I don't know, I guess, decided I had enough of the place. I thought, where shall I go to next? I'd outlined a script, and that was set on a paradise island. So I thought I'd have a look for something that would give me inspiration while writing. And after a little bit of research, I ended up with the Bahamas. I checked Airbnb, and the rent was the same as I was paying here. Then I checked the immigration. I could be there for a maximum on a UK passport of 8 months, which is good because my last script took 3 months to write. I told the landlord. He says, just over a month notice. So all I had to do was, sell my stuff and eat my food. Clear out the freezer and stuff because I had quite a bit in there. Then, what happened then? Then I pulled a muscle. I pulled a muscle or strained it, ripped it. I didn't rupture it, but I think I just sort of pulled it Luckily, it didn't rupture it. A muscle between my hip and my leg. I know the name. I don't know what the name is, but I couldn't even walk. I couldn't walk from the bedroom to the kitchen, which is about 7 meters. Couldn't walk there. I couldn't sit down. I was on pain meds throughout the day. I was bedbound. So yeah, I was stuck in bed with my leg raised, and I couldn't leave the house for about over a couple of weeks. A friend, she brought around meds and food because I couldn't even leave the apartment, couldn't get down the stairs of the apartment. Thank you, Sam. And yeah, I just thought this thing's not clearing, and then I started getting worried that I was getting addicted to these pain meds. I was lying in the bed with my feet up, and I just was resting all day, every day. And because the pain meds made you all, couldn't even watch a movie or concentrate on anything. I was spaced out. But eventually things began to improve. Then I had to do sort of rehabilitation to stretch the legs and the thighs. But anyway, after that ordeal, went back onto Airbnb, checked the prices for the Bahamas accommodation, and just after hurricane season, they were 4 times more expensive. Just a little bit more research, and it appears that a lot of people, like myself, go south for the winter, including birds, I guess. And a lot of people go to the Bahamas. A lot of single people go to the Bahamas in the winter time. I was still behind in getting rid of stuff. So I still had my bike and equipment and extra laptops and a monitor here and camera here and a whole bunch of stuff. I put a bit of a dampener on the situation. So this is where I am now. I'm here in Malta still. The evenings are getting chilly now. Daytimes are still quite nice and sunny. But the evenings I'm having to wear a coat, and well, I've only got one coat and it's falling apart, literally falling off me. You can't even see, can you? Oh, there you go, look at that there. So I didn't want to buy a new coat if I was going to the Caribbean. A pair of shoes, a pair of sneakers, actually. They actually did fall apart on me, so I've had to buy a new pair of things on my feet, which are not flip-flops. I have eaten everything in the cupboard, so that's done. And I've eaten everything pretty much in the fridge. In the freezer, I'm now defrosting, so that's all done. It does mean that when I go grocery shopping, it's mostly for bread and ramen noodles, because that's pretty much what I'm living on. Bread and ramen noodles. I'm still looking south. I'm still looking at other places. Whether it will happen before Christmas, I do not know. I know there's some friends here that want me to stay for Christmas. Problem is it's getting cold now, and I don't like the cold. And yeah, I'm not doing much here at the moment, so I could be writing. But anyway, I've looked at places like Costa Rica. It's nice and sunny now. Costa Rica, where else? Mauritius, Panama, maybe somewhere in Asia. I should be putting on my flip-flops, enjoying the weather. Look, this is what I'm going to have to do. Put on a scarf. It's not right, is it? It's my half Asian blood. It's not designed for the cold. It's not designed for the cold. I don't know how you do it. Makes me unhappy. I have to wear clothes that I don't have.